And we are live.
Hey guys.
Hello, internet.
Guy.
I mean, I
Okay,
guess we're addressing each other as well as internet. I
hey,
guess.
water bottle next to your head. I'm also adjusting that water bottle. It's
Okay.
green. I approve of that.
So yeah, and so I'm TheWillSave,
I am Yingen Guchu.
and together we are participating in the Will Save, which is a game we've just sort of made over the past couple of days, actually.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun, guys.
Yep.
By fun, I mean, oh my god, why am I doing this? Please make it.
Hey,
You'll
at the very least,
understand
we'll.
of it.
Huh?
You will understand.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to explain it or should I?
You could start. I'll jump in with anything I think is relevant.
Okay. So the Will Save is basically it's sort of a role-playing game style, yeah, I guess role-playing game style thing, where you have two players who act as sort of accountability partners for each other for whatever it is you're trying to deal with. And so you start by making so both of you start by making characters whose stats in some way reflect, your starting point. Say like, if you're overweight, you're trying to lose weight, then your character would have like, low strength score. We're going to get into stats a little later. It's not going to be complicated. Trust us. Well, we hope it's not going to be complicated. We have a history of overcomplicating things in the past.
I mean, really, basically, like what we're trying to do is like everyone has some sort of like habit or something like about themselves. Well, a lot of people have like a habit or something they want to break, something about their physical appearance or like physical like health that they
Or
want to break.
just, mental, if it's like, if they're
There's
either addicted to something or they're not being productive enough for their tastes.
there's some sort of habit, just something that people want to work on, and we're trying to create like a platform that can allow you to address it in a way that's fun, that's motivating,
Yeah.
positive way, and less of like a negative sort of way.
Yeah.
So for us, this is what we thought of because we're both really, really big fans of like Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
tabletop games. So we'll say because
Like tabletop games, board games,
yeah,
just we like games, so we figured why not try to make a game to help us with this.
yeah, and essentially the reason it's called the will save is because that's essentially like for us, we're going to be dealing with like getting our weight under control, which
Yeah.
for us is like it's a will save against junky food and
Yeah.
just
And
lazy.
not being lazy and not making excuses to skip exercise.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, like he said, we're essentially we're making to make characters that are based around us, not like
Yeah.
some weird character that has nothing to do with it. These characters
Yeah.
are going to be like us.
Like it's not like because it's not like we're like for my character, like I'm 5'2" and I'm currently like around 200 pounds. I'm not going to make a character who looks and acts like He-Man. I'm going to make a character initially who looks and acts like me, and then later on when when I actually start improving, the character will also improve.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just explaining the rest of it, and make actually like sort of quote unquote game portions of this. So both of you start with a character, based around your stats, and also you should have some kind of like backstory, some sort of motivation for this character that you like, something that you'd feel invested in. And then over the course of the next week, both of you write activity logs, related to whatever it is you're trying to deal with. So for us, it'd be like whether or not we exercised, what food we ate, whether or not we gave into, whether or not we gave into our cravings, whatever it is.
And whether we slept properly.
Yes, and whether we slept properly. That is important.
Anyone who's dealing with weight issues or any kind of fitness issues, sleep, very important.
Yeah, and sleep's just important in general. So that's like I think like at the very end we're probably just gonna building it into the stats, just make it a permanent feature because sleep is something that we all have problems with. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, so you write an activity log based around whatever you're trying to deal with, and then each time you and your partner meet up, you present your logs to each other, and then actually over the previous week you should have also written. Oh shit! You're supposed to have written a character, basically a story snippet for the other player's character, based on their activity log.
Obviously, for the first week, since there's going to be nothing,
Yeah.
like you don't need to worry about that. But like, assuming from the second week on, you take the log from your accountability partner. So I would take Wise Sagebum's log.
Yeah.
And over the course of the next week, I'd be like, all right, so this is what he did. Let me make this sort of like story about what his character did that correlates to the actual actions he took in real life.
So like, for example, if like over the past week, I exercised like twice during like 2 days out of the whole week. And my goal is to exercise like at least 5 or 6 days out of the whole week. Then, that would in some way reflect my in some way affect my character in the story that Yang and Guju is writing.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason why it's more story based is, we both have like role playing game backgrounds, and those games tend to be a bit involved when it comes to the rules, and there tends to be a lot of complexity involved. So we wanted to strip that down. And since the fundamental point of those games is storytelling, we figured let's just leave it at storytelling, and then just updating stats based on the events in the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're calling it a game, but I mean, it doesn't really quite fall into the game because it's not like there's no like chance or like RNG or random number generator involved in this, because like, I mean, whenever you're trying to do something like this, you want to feel like what you're doing is directly impacting the result, which RNG will sort of.
And I realize that I've not been switching between the screens enough, but we can get used to that.
Well, it's fine. It's
fine.
They could see me in the corner, or whenever I come up, they could see me.
Yeah.
See my wonderful hair, the great hair day I'm having right now. Yeah, it's good stuff, guys. But yeah. So like, it's in like the most literal sense of a word, it's less like a game and more actually like an adventure.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the point. Like we feel like the best way to motivate yourself to do something like this, for us, like to get our weight under control, lose weight, and then manage it, is to make it feel like we're like what we're doing is having an actual like impact, like more than what like we see in our like daily lives, like having this like grand like fantastic impact, because we're both really big fans of that kind of like fantasy world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
just saying, like, the world's not necessarily going to be fantasy based. I mean, honestly, the setting and everything else is up to you. Basically, whatever you're interested in, whatever will keep you invested in the story.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're making it story focused is, hopefully by the end of your experience, whenever that is, you will have sort of a long form narrative that essentially chronicles your journey with this particular problem, and you overcoming that problem at some point.
Yes. Indeed.
Okay.
Were you expecting me to say more?
It's like, what do you have to add?
I mean, not much else I have to add to that. I mean, that pretty much encompasses like what we're about, like what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, really, pretty much for the next week, what we're going to be doing is we're pretty much going to be consolidating, creating like the log that we're going to use, like a standardized log that we're going to use to record all our stuff, and creating our character sheets, basically. Yeah, that's going to be the next week for us, and then starting next week, we're actually going to like in earnest, like actually start with the system that we're working on.
Okay, so I guess to get into sort of the nitty gritty of character stuff, which, again, in our case is not too nitty gritty. So there will be four sort of stats you should be keeping track of them. We'll be keeping track of as well. And we're calling them will, strength, endurance, and at this point I'm just calling it general health. We can change it later probably.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually have sort of come to liking with the term physique.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
What do you guys think? Yeah.
Are you asking me or them?
I'm asking everybody. I'm asking the internet. Yeah.
And so,
sorry,
okay, so yeah, will is basically, it's sort of self-explanatory. Essentially, it's some way of measuring your willpower. So it'd be like your ability to resist destructive behavior will give you a higher will score. But if you overindulge in healthy food, if you give into, like, basically make excuses to skip exercise days, whatever, that'll result in a lower will score. Strength is, again, very self-explanatory, just muscular strength. I guess a decent metric is like how many push-ups you can do in one go. Endurance is basically like, I guess it's like cardio health. So basically, how far you can run, just not necessarily, yeah, basically like distance, not necessarily rate, even just distance, basically distance you can run without tiring, and physique, which is what I refer to as general health, which is basically be a combination of sleeping habits, diet, and then taking into account taking into account both strength and endurance.
Mhm.
So, do you have anything to add to that?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess just to end this first one off, we should probably just talk about our starting points. Just so people have an idea of, just so people have an idea. Like if people are watching later down the line, then they have an idea of how much we've actually changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to go first, or should I?
All right, fine. Yeah. So, okay, I could start. So, in my case, I am starting off. I am 5'9" and I weigh 4 pounds. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you better tell the truth. You better tell the truth. That's otherwise it defeats the purpose of this.
I'm getting married.
What? Okay.
Excuse me, Uncle Man.
You have family. I have a shirtless, pantsless roommate.
Slight technical difficulties. Please, one moment.
Okay. Hi, guys. How are you? I mean, time to get rid of some of this and some of this, I guess, for me. I'm currently a student at Georgia Tech. So now you see why we're focusing a lot on sleep, because I don't get any. Okay. Also, given the fact that the both of us have been friends for about 17 years, and we're both rather goofy, geeky characters, expect the stories to go off the rails at some point, in terms of just attempts at humor. It'll probably just end up being really, really weird to you guys. But hey, it'll probably be sorry. It'll end up being fun. It'll be fun. We swear, it'll be fun.
All right.
And
stop missing stuff. That is a very misleading thing you just said.
What?
These stories
That'll go off the rails?
These stories are not going to go off the rails. They're never even going to start on any rails.
Yes.
This is going to get insane quite quickly.
Of course it will.
So, yeah, I apologize. So,
slight location change.
First day, I thought, no one was going to be in that room at that time. Turns out I was wrong. Turns out everyone was going to be in that room at that time. See what happens.
Yep. Okay, so you're starting at 5'9" and
5'9" pounds, which that translate into about 300 pounds.
Okay. Do you want to say like specifics, or do you just want to keep it around 300?
Well, no, I'm literally writing that line.
Okay.
Like 300, 299. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that it's just like give or take like 20 pounds. I mean, like I'm literally.
Okay.
That's the line I'm
writing. Okay, so in my case, I'm 5'2", significantly shorter, and sort of around 200 pounds, probably around like 205-ish. So yeah, in short, no pun intended, both of us, yeah. The both of us are we're in what could be considered
Fat,
medical.
yo.
Huh?
Fat, yo.
Yeah.
And
yes.
not PHAT. I mean FAT.
However, that is true. That is still very true.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. So basically, the both of us are in medically, you could call it medically dangerous territory. Maybe the bunny ears are a little bit, maybe the bunny ears are a bit inappropriate for that, but
yeah, we're not in a good situation.
Yeah, and like I said, while Pew was going to the other room, we've known each other for 17 years, and this has been a consistent problem for most of those years.
I'd say probably around like 15 of those years.
Yeah. So we figured we'll try to nip in the bud in a way that we find enjoyable.
Yeah. No, but yeah,
And
seriously. I actually lost my other thought. Continue. Maybe I'll remember it at some point.
okay, and we'll probably also end up making asses of ourselves at some point. It's almost guaranteed.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh yes, for sure.
Mhm.
And there is a distinct possibility that other people might be joining us in the future, not necessarily part of these particular live streams, but basically to see, because we're doing
We may have guest stars, guys.
either guest stars or like just other videos releasing later in the week. Because while we're doing it for weight loss, we purposefully tried to make the rules, and granted we're probably have to tweak them at some point. We purposely made the rules a bit vague in terms of what they apply to in terms of habits.
Yeah,
And
there's a reason why we're being very, very vague about like everything right now. It's because we're trying to create a system that like why Sage Bump said can be used for any sort of thing. Like maybe you're addicted to chewing gum and you want to stop being addicted to chewing gum, and you can modify the system for that. Basically, that's what we're trying to create right now.
So I mean, we're gonna try for weight loss and basically just general fitness. But if someone, if we know someone who has a non-fitness related goal that they want to accomplish, we'll try to pair them up with someone else and have them upload videos later in the week and see how all four of us do, or all six, or however many we end up with.
All 273,694 of us.
I was going to say it had to be an even number, and wow, that would be a very congested channel, but yeah, that could work.
Mm-hmm. Just imagine the like group Google Hangout, all of us getting together to meet.
It would just collectively crash all of our computers.
I was just thinking it would just collectively crash the Google mainframe, but that's
also a possibility.
Mm-hmm. But, I wanted to say something else, but I can't remember anymore. Anything else to add, or?
No, I think we covered everything.
Any statements you need to redact?
At the moment, no, I don't think so.
At the moment, are you saying there's at some point you may need to erase this? Oh
yes, at some point, if I do end up getting government clearance at some point, I might have to redact this entire channel.
Because this is very damaging for your reputation. Yes. Totally. I see.
Well, we don't know where these stories are going yet.
Okay. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Let's try to at least keep it PG-13.
Yeah, except here's the thing. During one of our test streams, we did keep it PG-13, but in ways that probably still would have been in some way damaging to our reputations.
I'm assuming that, first of all, no one knows about the test streams. Test streams. This is the first stream we've ever done.
We have our first phrase that we need to redact.
We did not spend 8 hours one night trying to get our mics and our speakers working. No. We just woke up this morning, pulled out our computers, and it worked. That's how it works in real life, guys. You don't spend countless hours testing and setting up. No, you just do it, and it just always works out the first time.
Yep, in a perfect world, it does. So, again, is there anything else we need to add?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, so have a nice day, Internet, and wish us luck. Okay, that's very offensive to our British and Greek viewers.
This? Or this? Or this?
So this is essentially FU in Britain. This is FU in Greek.
No, that's not. No.
That's not much better.
I got nothing.
Okay, on that apparently very offensive note, have a nice day.
Wait. Just to round it out.
That's just offensive to everyone. I think just a minute. Actually, I don't know.
All right.
So yeah, I guess this is our third outro. Hopefully, in the coming weeks, this will be a bit more organized. So
no,
it's gonna
every single one. We need 3 outros now. That's so, we set the precedent. We got to keep to it now. 3 outros every single week. You heard it here, guys. We're doing
it. Things you have to do for branding.
All right, but yeah.
Okay, we actually do have to go because we're both still college students, so we actually have things to do that will affect us adversely if we don't do them.
All right. Peace out, guys. See this?
See you around.
There's a thumb here, so it's not offensive, guys. Just story.
Okay. See you around.